Yo, what's up, peoples? Mood 616 coming back at you live. Yeah, from the film room. Today I'm going to start a new series off called my favorite director series, and as you can see, I'm going to start it off with Dario Argento. And here's his body of work. Let's talk a little bit about the films. Alright, first up, we've got The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. The one of the most fantastic debuts in really ever. I mean, such a fantastic giallo. You cannot describe how amazing this film is, especially for, a first major film. Like most Argento films, the plots are very simple, but descend into just a beauty type of film. With this one, it basically starts out where, a guy witnesses a crime in progress and tries to stop it, and doesn't succeed, gets trapped and stuff, and then basically just comes obsessed with solving what happened. And that's The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Very simple plot, but just amazing film, and it just awesome giallo. What can I say? Second up, we got The Cat O' Nine Tails, and once again another fantastic giallo from Argento. This one follows a journalist and a blind kind of puzzle maker try to solve this murder that happened, and basically all they have to go on is these nine clues. And just very simple plot line, but really amazing film. This one right here, it's kind of interesting to watch. This is the Blue Underground release, and it's got about 30 extra minutes added into it. And so when you're watching it in English, it switches over to Italian with English subtitles, because that's the parts that were cut out of the original film. But at first you're kind of like, what? But you do realize what's going on. So that's The Cat O' Nine Tails. Awesome film. Next up, we got Four Flies on Grey Velvet. Yeah, a really underrated Argento film, in my opinion. It doesn't really get talked about a whole lot. I don't know why, but it's a really great film. I'm just gonna put that there. Really great film. It follows a drummer. He basically is getting followed by this guy, and he confronts him in the theater and ends up stabbing the guy, and he doesn't know that someone actually saw him do it. And basically what happened is the guy just kind of screws with him. And he doesn't go to the police, and there's reasons why, and just kind of descends into this really cool giallo thriller, and really cool film. I'm glad that this one resurfaced after all these years. Next up, a little different Argento project here. This is called Door into Darkness. This was a 4-part mini-series, I guess, shot for Italian TV. It's got 4 episodes. One directed by himself, Argento, which is the second episode. The first episode's called The Neighbor, directed by Luigi Cozzi. It's a really cool episode, actually. Argento's episode's called Tram, and it's a murder mystery. It takes place on this train. This girl winds up dead, and this investor detective wants to figure out what happened, because there was a load of people in there. No one saw what happened. He was very interested in it. The third one, Eyewitness, which Argento wrote himself, and the last one called The Doll. Argento's episode on here is definitely the best one, by far. That's Door into Darkness. I haven't seen a lot of people actually talk about this one, so but I put it in here, obviously, because it's part of the, his history. Next up, we have Deep Red. The Hatchet Mysteries, also known as, or the Hatchet Murders, the Hatchet Mysteries. Yes, I haven't actually watched this one in a long time. I think I need some refamiliarization on the plot, but all I remember is this one being a really good film. I think actually when I first watched this, I thought this movie, a lot of people were talking about it, it was one of the best things ever. Maybe it's a little overrated, but it's still a fantastic murder, giallo from Argento. That's Deep Red, the Hatchet Mystery. The Blue Underground release, this looks fantastic. Alright, getting into a film that pretty much everybody knows, Suspiria. It's like a supernatural horror movie. I don't really need to get into the basics of it, because everyone really knows about this movie, but this is the Blue Underground special edition. This actually looks really fantastic. I've got another another edition of it right here. This one's okay. I actually really like the cover on this one, to be honest. But that's Suspiria, and this is the Anchor Bay release. Well, at least one of them, anyways. I'm sure this movie was released quite a few times. Into one of probably my favorite films by Argento is Inferno. A lot of people, I don't know, some people think this movie is overrated, some people think it's underrated. I don't know, this is kind of an interesting topic for Argento fans, is Inferno. The movie is about a guy, investigating this murder in, I think his sister. Sorry, I just watched too many movies here that, yeah, but it's, it's the second part in the Three Mothers trilogy, and it's kind of supernatural feel to it and stuff, but I think this film is shot so well. I think it's actually one of the best shot Argento films out there, and really would recommend this film more than, anything really by Argento. It's Inferno. Okay, on to Tombre. Here's a film I actually haven't watched in a long time, but I remember this film being just fantastic. I think it follows an American writer. Once again, I can't really remember the plot too much on it, but yeah, I think most people have seen this anyways. But yeah, it's Tombre. Just a fantastic another giallo by Argento. Can't go wrong with this. It's the Anchor Bay release. Here is Phenomena. Yeah, Phenomena. This is actually kind of a cool supernatural horror movie starring Jennifer Connelly. This is pre. I don't know what year this movie was made in. I think 84 or something like that. Yeah, it's actually a really cool movie. This is actually probably one of the more underrated Dario Argento movies, to be honest. It's got a really cool feel to it, really dark film. Yeah, that's Phenomena. Opera. Here's a film I don't hear people talk about at all, really, about being in, the best Argento films. This film is actually really awesome. I really, really love this film just as much as the cover. It's about, basically an understudy for this opera, and yeah, she, this guy just becomes obsessed because she gets like the leading part in this opera, and this guy becomes obsessed with her, and basically takes her captive, and he makes her watch the murders of her friends and stuff. And it's actually a really demented movie, really cool stuff though. I really, really enjoyed this movie, and I wish people talk about it more as one of the better Argento movies. Really awesome score in this movie. Just love that power metal kind of, yeah, it's really, really fun stuff. Great transfer by Blue Underground. Awesome stuff. And then we get into the split film, The Two Evil Eyes, done by George Romero and Dario Argento. Dario Argento being the Black Cat on here. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, really can't go wrong with with these two directors. It's really actually good release here. This is the limited edition one. I got 11,292, which is kind of a funny number, but yeah, can't really go wrong with this one. Here's Trauma, a film that a lot of people don't necessarily like a whole lot. This movie's okay. I mean, it's not definitely one of my favorite ones, but it's Trauma. It's one of the later, kind of get into the later years of Argento, and not the greatest stuff, but once again, I can't exactly remember the plot on this one, but I know it's got Brad Dourif in it. Yeah, Asia Argento. It's actually got quite a good cast and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I can't remember the plot on this one. I haven't watched this movie in years, actually, to be honest, but I remember it not being the greatest. But anyways, that's Trauma. The Stendhal Syndrome. This is actually a really, really cool movie. A lot of people don't think this movie is the greatest. I've heard from some people say it's not the greatest film, but I really like the whole premise of the film. It's about a young detective played by Dario Argento's daughter, Asia Argento, and she's basically investigating these murders, and she comes victim to the Stendhal syndrome, which is it's where you fall into this like kind of deep psychosis of like really amazing works of art and you know, like architecture and stuff like that, and she kind of falls into that. And then, you know, you can't really release a lot of information talking about these films because, you know, giallos and stuff, you can't really give away a lot or else you kind of ruin it. But anyways, that's what it is. And, you know, she's kind of following this murder and kind of investigating this stuff. And then it's really, I think it's a really good movie. It's very artistic and very artsy, but I don't know, that's a Stenzel syndrome. I like it. Okay, and then on to the biggest piece of shit by Argento ever, the Phantom of the Opera. I really don't want to spend too much time talking about this fucking piece of shit because this movie sucks so bad. The only thing good about this movie is Asia Argento. She's like amazingly she's awesome in this movie. Like just so beautiful. But overall, this movie is really boring and shitty and sucky. Just gonna get past that one. Yep, just lost the films again. And here's Sleepless, another, you know, murder mystery by Dario Argento. This is actually a really fun movie. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, it's basically about this guy that teams up with an investigator to solve these murders that were happening, you know, or these type of murders start up again after 17 years, which they thought were, you know, all put to kibosh because the main, you know, person that was, he was found dead, you know, the main, and so these murders start up again and they go and investigate them and stuff, and it's actually really cool because the one kid, his mother was murdered and stuff, and I thought it was actually really good for one of the later Argento movies. Okay, what we got going on here? The Card Player. Getting into later Argento. This movie's all right. It's about a you know, basically a serial killer taking women hostage and making, you know, the police play him in a game of poker online to save their lives and stuff. And that's pretty much the premise of it. It's all right. Not the greatest movie in the world, but it's not the worst either. Here's a film I actually really liked. Do you like Hitchcock? Because I'm a huge Hitchcock fan. I thought it was really cool. You know, it's a murder mystery kind of deal, and just kind of based on, you know, Hitchcock movies and stuff. Kind of took parts from Hitchcock movies and stuff, and it's got a really cool twist on it, and I thought it was really cool. It takes elements from like Vertigo and Strangers on a Train and, you know, films like that, and yeah, a couple other Hitchcock films. But this was a really fun movie. I thought definitely one of his better later films in his career. I would actually recommend this one. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. On to the Masters of Horror episodes that he did. Jennifer, I really like this episode. Creepy shit. Probably seen it before, but that's Jennifer for the Masters of Horror TV series. I think this is season 1. Really good stuff. And then we got Pelts. I thought this episode wasn't as good as the first one, but I thought it was actually really cool. It's got John Saxon in there, Meatloaf, which was really random, but the cast was random, but yeah, I mean, there's Argento with Pelts. Not bad for later stuff. And then here's The Mother of Tears, the third installment of the Mother series. It's okay. You know, Asia Argento's in it. It's not bad. I mean, it's, you know, one of these supernatural thrillers that, I don't know. It's not bad. And then finally, because I'm running short on time here, I'm just kind of ripping through these, sorry about this, is Giallo. After all these movies, after like 20-something movies, he decided to make a movie called Giallo, featuring Adrian Brody. It's not bad. Really, I mean, I heard this movie was like, some people were saying it was like the biggest piece of shit in the world, but it's really not that bad, to be honest. It's about this girl that she, you know, goes to meet her sister and she doesn't show up, and she's been abducted, turns out, by this killer that he's been kind of investigating and stuff, and so they team up, and then, you know, kind of very similar storylines, but yeah, I thought it was okay. Anyways, but that's it for my Argento favorite directors series, episode 1 of that. So anyways, this is Mood616. Thanks for watching. I got lots more on the way, so stay in touch, keep watching. Peace.